I don't find it a problem at all. I find it a great relief and a surprise, because I didn't think for most of my life. I have to say it's most of my life, because I started when I was 19 and now I'm 44, so most of my life I've been working in show business in one way or another. And for most of my life I thought there was nothing else. And that now I discovered that there's something else that's infinitely more interesting and more fun. So it's a relief to me, because it's so new and so fresh.
But still, you have the kind of job that you have to put your soul into, and you really have to go for it.
No, you don't. Not if you're a professional. If you're a professional, it comes a little easier to you. You don't have to struggle. The struggle is really not so great anymore. No, and people who carry on as though it were life and death I think it's a lot of posing. I find it really irritating.
That's great to hear. So you're kind of just doing it with your left hand,
That's
movies
right.
and records and things.
Well, that's why they call it acting. You know, that's why you get paid these ridiculous sums, because you know how to do it.
Yes. I'm amazed that you actually said your age, because I just returned from Los Angeles and I found many strange things there. And one of them was that
Joan Collins is younger than us.
Oh, yes, actually, that was exactly what I was going to say, because everybody that I met was so, lifted. I mean, I looked like kind of 100 years compared to them. What do you think about all this?
Oh, I think it's hilarious. I think it's really funny. It's a strange town, and people are consumed with that. Well, they don't have anything better to do. There's a lot of money there, and a lot of those women are married to very rich men who like to have a beautiful woman on their arm, and if they don't have a beautiful woman on their arm, they throw the old one out and get a brand new one. Sort of the disposable mentality. It's fairly pathetic, but on the other hand, it's pretty hilarious too. As long as you don't get caught up in it. I'm not caught up in that. I'm not really interested in it. I would kill to come to Sweden. I would love to come to Sweden. I have a Mediterranean house, a Spanish house, an imitation Spanish house that I turned into a Swedish farmhouse, because I was so in love with those Carl Larsson domestic paintings. So I have an attachment to the light and the idea of Swedish home life. It's probably a false idea,
Probably.
but I have it anyway, and I often think that it would be the best place to go. Yeah.
They actually told me you have to speak about the record and the films. You mustn't speak about serious things.
Why not? These are the Swedes. They are the most serious people on earth. How much gloomier could you get? I once went to a Swedish you're going to be so mad at me. I once went to an exhibition of Swedish art. I was in England. I was in London. My husband and I had just we were on our honeymoon probably, and there was an exhibition of Swedish art, and I thought it was going to be, and it said Swedish domestic paintings. And when I thought Swedish domestic paintings, I thought that was going to be, my usual Carl Larsson, kind of Norman Rockwell, happy, sweet families with beautiful settings. So we go to this exhibition, and it's mostly gray and black paintings. And there are people people lying in the street drunk, and and harvests of people laying in haystacks like this. And I thought, well, that's sort of like not a very happy picture of Swedish domestic life. And there wasn't one single picture in the whole exhibition of, like merrymaking. Like what you think of European merrymaking. Not one. So I was a little disappointed.
Mm-hmm. So what is she going to be, do you think?
She wants to be a big mama. Yeah? That's what she said. We thought she was going to say, I want to be a big star. But she said, I want to be a big mama.
Yeah.
And she wants to have 4 children. No, 10 children. She wants to have 10 children. Yeah. Great kid. Really happy. She wakes up smiling and goes to bed smiling too. So we really feel that we're lucky.
The same as you?
Well, I'm not like that. I get up and say, oh, another horrible day in Los Angeles. She gets up and says, I'm happy. happy. I'm going to be happy all day. Isn't that the greatest? It gives you hope, you know. It really gives you hope.